Here we go with boxes 4, 5, and 6 of our case of 2425 Series 2. Hey everyone, welcome back to Kraken Packs, and we're carrying on with our case break of 2425 Series 2. Before I get into these boxes though, a couple things I wanted to go over. So I was watching the Hockey Card Gong Show last night. If you're not familiar with their podcast and you're interested in learning more about hockey cards or hockey card collecting, definitely recommend it. Go check it out. But especially this most recent episode where they had on as a guest, as they do from time to time, Billy Celio, who works at Upper Deck. I believe he's a product manager or something along those lines. In any case, he's someone who works at Upper Deck and has a lot of knowledge about their products. And a couple of neat things he said in that interview that I wanted to mention today before we get started. So if you watched the first video in this case, you will probably remember that my big hit from those three boxes was this Willie Nylander Young Gun Renewed exclusive to 100. And that's a sweet hit. And I mentioned at the time that I thought that hitting this card probably meant that I didn't have much of a chance in the rest of my case of hitting like a Connor McDavid Young Gun Renewed High Gloss, for example. Well, Billy happened to talk about exactly that on this show last night, and I thought it was really interesting. So one thing that we hear a lot if you just talk to other people at your local card shop, or maybe even people who work at the card shop, is this idea of how cards are collated into boxes and cases. And, you know, we know that in a product like Flagship, Upper Deck tells us before we buy it that, you know, we're guaranteed to get 6 Young Guns in here and 1 Dazzlers and whatever else, what other odds we might have for other cards. But there's a little bit of a mystery behind how that all rolls up into cases, right? So one thing I've talked about on the channel before when I'm going through my cases of Flagship is whether or not I'm going to get all 50 Young Guns in the case. And most of the time I do, but there's been at least one time that I can think of where I didn't. And so wondering how that all works. Well, what Billy said on this show last night is that from Upper Deck's perspective, every hobby box of Flagship, now he said specifically he was talking about Flagship. He did say some things that suggest that this is true for some other products as well, but probably not every single product. I'd imagine something like the Cup works differently. But in Flagship anyway, they build boxes at the box level, and they do not build cases at the case level. So what that means is you buy a case of 12 boxes of Flagship. Those 12 boxes have no idea what is in the other boxes in the case. So in my case with this numbered Young Guns Renewed, I hit that in one box and I thought that my chances of hitting another numbered Young Guns Renewed would be less. That's not true. These boxes are completely independent from one another. Your chances of getting a high gloss Connor McDavid Young Gun Renewed is the same in any given box, regardless of what else is in the rest of that case. So I thought those were some very interesting comments from Billy. I appreciate kind of that look behind the scenes at Upper Deck. A little bit of transparency is always appreciated here, and I wanted to pass that along before we get into these boxes. But having said that all, let's get into these boxes. All right, and so here is the first pack of box number 4, and maybe it's going to have that high gloss Connor McDavid I've been asking for. It does look like we have a Dazzlers probably. No, maybe that's just a sparkly portrait. We got another fluorescence. So this is something I noticed after the last video because we've already seen 3, that they seemed a lot more prolific than in past years. So this year I noticed it's every box is going to have a clear cut, a fluorescence, or a black and white canvas. So one of those 3. So overall, I do think that means you'll see more fluorescence than you used to. We got a sparkly Alex Ovechkin portrait and an Electricity Columbus Blue Jackets. Bang for your puck, Cale Makar. Our first Young Gun today is going to be Alexei Kolosov. We got an Ooh La La Tristan Jarry. Here's a canvas Frank Vetrano. And Brady Tkachuk as our first Young Gun Renewed. So that's good news for me. I got Tkachuk and Stützle already. We got a Heiskanen portrait. Here's a second Young Gun outburst of the box, and this one is Ivan. So again, not the Macklin Celebrini we're looking for. And here's a duplicate Jet Luchenko right behind him. Ooh la la, Andrei Vasilevsky. Here's a Program of Excellence Macklin Celebrini. That's a pretty fun one. And then we have a Travis Konecny, Young Gun Renewed. And a bang for your puck, Seth Jones. Connor McDavid Heater. We got a Matt Steinberg Young Gun. Still no Celebrini or Michkov Young Guns in the 3 going on 5 boxes that we've opened so far. We got a sparkly Ooh La La of Connor Hellebuck, and then a Nikolai Kovalenko Young Gun, and an Electricity Seattle Kraken. We have Kyle Palmieri canvas, a Heater Lucas Raymond, and then another dinghy. We got an On Tour New Jersey Devils, Declan Carlisle Young Gun, and an Ooh La La Charlie Lindgren. Here's a Pop Count 1000 of Alexis Lafreniere and a Dazzlers Mackenzie Weegar. And then our last Young Gun Renewed for the box is Martin Necas. Two packs to go. Not sure if we're missing a Young Gun or not. Can't tell by looking at that pile. Maybe one more. Here's one right now. We have a Will Smith portrait, and then a Jack Thompson Young Gun. And then an Electricity St. Louis Blues. These inserts, unfortunately not doing it for me again this year. I mean, the rare ones, that's fine. That's different. Evan Bouchard, but these common ones, I think this might be our first playlist of the box, but not too disappointed about that. All right, that is it for box number 4. All right, box number 5. Box number 4 overall, a little bit of a letdown, I think. We got a base Young Gun, John Beecher. We got a Maxim Siplikov Young Gun, and an Electricity, Connor Bedard of the Chicago Blackhawks. I guess we did get actually the Celebrini Program of Excellence in box 4 there, so I take it back. That's not the worst box. Here's a canvas Young Gun of Nikita Prishchapov. We got a Nikita Kucherov Young Gun Renewed. On Tour inserts. So I don't think I mentioned it yet, but they do have more of those retro Young Guns that they had in Series 1 as well. 5 more. And what made me think of it is Kucherov is one of them. Nobody quite at McDavid's level this time around, but a couple cool ones. We got Logan Morrison. Oh, I missed the portrait of Stankoven. There's the Morrison Young Gun, and we got an Ooh La La Thatcher Demko. We got our first clear cut of the case. It's just a base Varlamov. We got a sparkly Connor Geekie portrait and a Canes Electricity. Colorado Avalanche on tour. We got Andre Lee, Young Gun, and a dinghy. Oh, no, that's just the checklist at the back. Here's a canvas William Eklund. Our second Young Gun renewed is Charlie McAvoy and Connor McDavid portrait. We got a sparkly dinghy. We got an Albert Johansson Young Gun and a Nashville Predator Electricity. We have Alexander Georgiev canvas, Heater William Nylander, and an Ooh La La Linus Ullmark. Bang for your puck, Arbor Xhekaj, a Young Gun of Adam Klapka. Where are you hiding, Celebrini? We have Electricity Dallas Stars. Ooh, and we got a deluxe base. Elias Pettersson, totally illegible, blue on black, font on the front. We got a Dazzlers of Josh Doan. And our last Young Gun renewed is Andrei Svechnikov. And then 2 packs to go. A Heater Evgeny Malkin. A Young Gun teammates, Gauthier and Zellweger. And a dinghy. Oh, 1 pack left. We got a canvas Justin Falk, a portrait Cale Makar, and then a black playlist of David Pasternak. And these are not numbered. All right, that is it for box number 5. All right, let's see if box 6 can save this part of the break. Definitely the first 3 boxes were a mile ahead of the box 4 and 5 so far anyway. Here's another base deluxe. This one is Matthew Barzal. I can almost read it this time for some reason. We got a Dazzlers of Victor Hedman. And then a Lucas Raymond Young Gun renewed. On tour, Vancouver Canucks, we got Maximilian Zuber and an Ooh La La Philip Grubauer. We got a canvas of Cole Perfetti, a Brendan Brisson portrait, and a dinghy. Gotta find those 2 big Young Guns. That's all we're really in it for in this series, unfortunately. Electricity, Sparkly Boston, Young Gun, Brandon Bussey, Ooh La La, Dustin Wolf, Matthias Michelli, Young Gun Canvas, Bang for Your Puck, Radko Gudas, and a black playlist, Nick Suzuki. Maybe black is just the base color and I hadn't seen a playlist in so long I forgot. We got a canvas Zachary Bolduc, not canvas, portrait. Hey, there you go. Matvey Michkov, Young Gun, little dent in the corner there, unfortunately. But that's one of the two we're looking for, and we got it in the first half. San Jose Shark, Electricity. We got On Tour Toronto Maple Leafs, Vasily Ponomarev, Young Gun, Sebastian Aho playlist. We got a Nick Schmaltz canvas, a Matthew Barzal Young Gun renewed, and a John Carlson Bang for Your Puck. Here's our outburst for the box. It's a Mark Stone base, and we got a Nolan Allen Young Gun, and then Electricity Buffalo Sabres. 3 packs to go. We got a canvas Jacob Trouba, Jack Eichel, pretty sweet, Young Gun renewed. I'm not sure, just looking at this one, I'm not sure if that's just a poorly cut image or how they did this one here, but not sure if that's intentional or not. Kind of makes that one look a little funny. On Tour Edmonton Oilers. Gonna have to look up another image of an Eichel Young Gun renewed online to see if they're all like that. Here we got a portrait of Nick Suzuki, an Ethan Cardwell Young Gun, and an Ooh La La Jordan Binnington. Canadian hero Jordan Binnington. Just like we all knew he was from the beginning of the tournament onward. Here is our second clear cut, and it's base again. Torrey Krug. We got a sparkly Carolina Hurricanes On Tour and a Connor McDavid playlist. All right, everyone, so that is the next 3 boxes in the case, 4, 5, 6 overall. I think, our extra hits, a little less exciting in these 3 boxes than we saw in the first 3. But as for our bread and butter stuff, we did get the Michkov Young Gun. So not a total loss, and not a bad 3 boxes overall. All right, everyone, that's it for these 3 boxes. I'll be back soon with the next 3. And until then, thanks for watching.